All right, and for our last speaker, I want to welcome up Juan Turruellas. He's the Executive Vice President of SoftServe.
So, good afternoon. It's just me and the bar. And I happen to be a very long speaker. I'll fly through the 300 slides really quickly. So by midnight tonight, we'll be having that first bottle of wine. I guess let me start by saying my appreciation to the prior speakers. It's funny, as I was standing in the back and I was listening to what they were sharing with everyone, I felt like I was a member of a club. You know, I felt like a statistic. I'm going to be talking a little bit about SoftServe, and I want to do it from a little bit of more of an intimate perspective. SoftServe has actually been in the IT outsourcing business for 21 years. So all the statistics and the accolades around technology expertise and sophistication, innovation, you know, that's part of our DNA. We've been living that process for like 21 years. And just sharing with you a little bit of what the last 8 months have been for our company has been quite dramatic. You know, we had a very strong finish in 2013. We were super excited going into 2014. We have a tremendous relationship and partnership with the North American market, and we were super excited about the opportunities. And little did we know that in January and February, we were going to head into what arguably is a historic event that all of us took part of, the Maidan incident and the fight for democracy in a very, very peaceful way. You know, I don't know how many folks in here had the opportunity, but I was in Maidan several times during the first quarter. And just being in the crowd and being with these folks, these young people, looking in their eyes and seeing their determination, their passion for transformation and change in this country was inspiring and dramatic. The support and the outcry from the European community was tremendous. In the square, you had people representing you know, all sorts of European countries expressing support for the peaceful and the approach that was being taken. You know, one of the qualities of working with a Ukrainian outsourcing company is the quality of the people. The Ukrainian culture is an extremely friendly culture to us here in the West. It's a synergistic culture for us, and it's easy to communicate and it's easy to collaborate, which is at the core of why the North America is such a big partner to the Ukraine, and I think the statistics show that. So the first half of 2014 was just a dramatic period. From a business perspective, we have probably about 300 active projects with critical clients like the names that were mentioned already, the Ciscos, the HPs that we do business with. And I can't begin to express the level of communication and transparency that we had to establish to reassure those partners of ours that their projects and that their products and that their offerings were not going to be impacted by what arguably looked on TV like the coming of World War III. So this was the level of tension and stress that many of us were living on a daily basis. And I can share with you with firm conviction that not a single project of 300 plus was impacted. The level and quality and commitment of the professionals from Ukraine is second to none. These are individuals that by night were passionate, supporting the cause for the country, and by day were meeting their professional obligations, leading Ukraine into the next century of their evolution by conducting themselves with a demeanor above standard from a professional perspective. They would not let down their clients in delivering their projects. And after about 6 months of what arguably was the most peaceful transformation and revolution that we have seen in this century, we got to this point. We got to Petro. Unanimously being voted into leadership for this country with the aspirations of every young citizen of Ukraine for a different change and more opportunity. It's a tremendous, tremendous accomplishment. And living through that and being part of that was a privilege. Okay, I talked about SoftServe. We've been doing this for over 21 years. We're an organization of 3,200 young, vibrant, talented, innovative-minded associates. One of the former speakers talked about the different footprints. We have operations in 9 different cities throughout the Ukraine. And one of the differences I believe that SoftServe has is that we're the #1 leading organically growing outsourcing company in the Ukraine. We have established ourselves firmly in the Ukraine. The founders are Ukrainian nationals. There were 2 PhD professors from Polytechnic University, and the first 2 hires were 2 of their students. So the process around education and the value of the importance of education is at the foundation of our company. Okay, if you say so. That's fine. So I just want to share a little bit about our process and the approach that we take in collaborating with our clients, with the organizations that we work with. Traditionally, when you have a business problem, especially in North America or in Western European markets, the first thing that happens is that people in charge of technology are approached by business people. And the business people say, hey, we have this problem. How can we fix this problem? The technology people say, well, go find a tool. Let's find a tool to fix this problem. So they go out and they do a lot of research. They talk with all the analysts. They find the quadrant. They find the hype. They find the trough for the appropriate tool that they can implement to solve a problem. Then they figure out, well, we got this tool, but we don't have the skill sets in order to use this tool, implement this tool, leverage this tool to address the problem that the business guys are talking about. Essentially, we really don't understand what the business people are talking about. We know they have a problem, we have a tool, maybe they'll go away if we give them the tool. But then we gotta find people that have skills to implement that tool. And then the last bit of light shines when they realize that what they first needed to be focused on was the mindset. The mindset and the approach of solving a business problem is what takes precedence for innovation. When you address business challenges from the tool perspective, you're missing an opportunity to transform your business and transform the way you think. We at SoftServe collaborate with our partners and our clients in a much different way. We like to establish the right mindset and then bring in the skill set that's needed to elaborate and collaborate on what tools can get leveraged to really have an impact on the business problem and transform the company, transform that business process into something much more efficient and much more productive. We think of ourselves as innovators. You've heard that theme over and over this afternoon from several of the speakers, that Ukraine has been an innovative leading country for years, and that culture is part of the DNA of every graduate from the technology universities. In our company, our individuals compete with each other to outperform in their thinking, in their innovative approach. And that permeates. We have regularly established for the last 5 years innovation conferences when we bring in organizations and collaborate with them about innovation. And I'll share just a couple of quick observations about innovation, because at the core of business and evolution, that word keeps coming up. Innovation, innovation, innovation. And the reality is that there aren't a lot of innovations coming out. If you start to think about it and you start to look around, a lot of businesses operate the same way even though they put the sticker of innovation on top of something. If you think about when we are most innovative, when we as people are most innovative is when we have no responsibility and nothing to lose. Then our minds, our ability to think about problems and challenges have no limits. and we come up with the most creative possibilities. So that's one criteria. And the second criteria that I'll give you, and if you want to know more, you'll have to sign up for one of our conferences. The second criteria that I will give you is that innovation happens through the collaboration of different experiences. More likely than not, the problem that you have has been solved by somebody else in a different industry. More often than not, the resolution to your challenge has already been accomplished by someone in some other form of work. And bringing together those collaborative experiences is when creative innovation occurs for your businesses. So 2 critical things around innovation, which we strive and we drive with our clients and our partners. We want them to think about problems as having no responsibility and having no limits, and then bringing in tangible experience from other markets and other businesses that will impact their thinking and their approach to that problem. Our solution focus, if you will, is one of the differentiators for SoftServe in this industry. It is a mature industry, the outsourcing industry. So how does a company like SoftServe distinguish itself apart from having talented resources that are passionate and committed to working with North American companies? And what that means, just for a second, is it's not just to be able to be a technical person, but now you have to commit yourself to professionally evolve. You have to learn a separate language. You may have to travel. You may have to do work at odd hours. So this level of passion and commitment is, again, another distinguishing factor of the IT individual from the Ukraine. And our solution approach allows us to collaborate with our clients in a much more sophisticated way. The co-sponsor from Alex from Transparent Business, and I don't think he articulated as I would articulate the solution and platform that they have as a transformational and evolutionary tool for the outsourcing industry. And just like this technology that Alex has been developing and has leveraged, we have also done some transformational things. When we talk about the quality of work that's done, one of the key factors is being able to measure quantitatively and qualitatively the results of your efforts. And through our optimization process of the software development lifecycle, we've established metrics and dashboards that allows not just us, but our partners to understand exactly at the stage of their business, the velocity, the quality of the results of the development that we're doing with them. So it's much more predictable. This predictability allows us to take on large projects. One of the biggest challenges in the IT application market today is modernization. We are in environments that are rich with legacy products that are mission critical, but at the same time need to be transformed and modernized for today's user experience, for today's usability. Not just your grandfather's software, we're talking about the software and user experiences of the future. So when you're taking legacy products, how do you transform them not just to work on the new operating environment, but to provide a different user experience that will impact how your business is seen by the marketplace? And those are the types of projects and approach that we're taking with our clients. You've heard a lot about analytics, and kid yourself not, the world is converting into a world of analytics. Data increases every year exponentially. Data around each and every one of us, how we behave, how we talk, how we shop, the things we like, that data continues to exponentially increase. And the future will be owned by organizations that understand predictability, but understand how to transform to prescribability. I don't want to know just how it's going to be. I want to be able to change your behavior. So when you can leverage technology to, yes, give you the baseline of predictability, but more importantly, give you the opportunity to change the behavior, prescribe the behavior for whatever trend, now you're talking about an industry-leading organization, a company that will be driving the behavior of its customers and will be driving and leading in its marketplace. We are working with organizations right now, today, to change their processes from being able to prescribe behavior and not just be able to predict. Super, super sophisticated work, as was discussed, done by very talented individuals. Let's talk about what I think is the largest impact in our world, and it's happening and starting right now. Organizations have obtained a tremendous amount of data around each and every one of us. They're called systems of record. Those systems of records are being transformed into systems of engagements. A system of engagement is when an organization takes its assets and makes them available to its consumers and allow its consumers to leverage those assets, that information, so that they can develop the pattern and behavior of how they want to be treated. We're seeing this each and every day more and more. What is one of the largest technology sectors today? One of the largest technology sectors today is the automobile industry. The automobile industry has more technology in a car today than the first rocket that went to the moon. There's more technology in a Ford Focus than the first rocket that went to the moon. And that's because they've engaged the transformations of systems of records into systems of engagement. And you may have heard about the Internet of Things, and that's the first foundational step. At SoftServe, we are engaging with our partners to identify the transformation of systems of records into systems of engagement and starting their roadmap for converting their businesses and leveraging the Internet of Things for their clients. This is the future. At SoftServe, we're focused on innovative transformation. We're focused on developing the experiences of tomorrow, leveraging the technologies and applications that are in place today. If I was going to stand here and talk to you about what our secret sauce is, what differentiates us really from the rest of the competitors, a very fast-growing IT market, I would say to you that it's our people. It's our organization. Every year we come together as one big family and have a huge celebration. This celebration took place July 13th, 2 weeks ago. And this is just a segment of our employee base. It's the only park in Lviv that's able to hold our organization from Lviv. And really what we've done is, you've heard comments around education, you've heard comments around development. SoftServe is known locally for developing talent. We are the organization that develops sophisticated IT passionate resources. And that's why companies do business with us. That's why companies trust us, even in the face of such tragedies as we've seen recently, and the first half of this year, just tumultuous process with Russia and with Maidan. So, if I can leave you with anything, I would leave you with the following thought. The Ukrainian colors are ushering a great dawn of opportunity for working within Ukraine. It's never been a greater time to leverage the skills, the passion, the commitment of a culture and of a people that have overcome a tremendous political situation and are ready to bring their talents and bear to the rest of the world. I thank you for your attention. I thank you for your support and your commitment. The world is becoming a much smaller place every single day. And being part of that world on an international level is really a calling for all of us. So I encourage you to find out more. I have some colleagues here as well. Many questions to be answered, a lot to be explored. Thank you very much for your attention.